Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan, welcome back to The Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a Blacksmith. Let's talk about why John from Black Bear Forge isn't a master smith. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before you all go nuts at me in the comments about why John is a master blacksmith, I am not disputing John's skills. And in fact, I really liked the video John made the other day about him not being a master blacksmith. I think John is an extremely humble guy and he is a very skilled and learned man. But me and John are in a similar place in our careers, and I'm not saying I'm as good as John. It's not what I'm saying. Me and John are in similar positions in our careers where we are looking at our contemporaries, the people above us, and we see how good they are, and we're aspiring to be as good as them. Now, I'd like to talk about mastery a little bit in this video, so if you've got any hate or you want to put some dislikes in, go ahead and do it now and stop watching this video. This video isn't for you. I'm talking genuinely and honestly about craft skills and why John and myself, and I think Roy, there was a comment made on that video which I participated in the comments somehow, about John being a master, and then my name got brought up, and then Roy Adams' names got brought up, and I don't think any of us would consider ourselves to be masters, especially not master smiths. So I'd just like to talk about that and show you through the video me making this lovely little straight peen hammer. I really enjoyed making this, and hopefully you're going to enjoy the video of me making this as well. So stay tuned and I will have a little chat with you in a bit. So it's quite windy here in the UK at the minute, and this is a reasonably rickety old shed, so doors are banging and wind noise and stuff, so I apologise for that. But let's just have a little bit of a chat about mastering something. What it takes to be a master. And this is what John was saying in his video. People who have been doing the craft for many years, and we're talking not 8 years, not 10 years, we're talking 25 plus years perhaps, or someone who's made the same thing every day of their life for 10 years. These are masters. These are people that have real, genuine skills. They literally put the thing in the fire, they put it out, they whack it a few times, and they get the results. A good example of this is I worked, and I'm sure Roger makes mistakes, and I don't know whether or not Roger would consider himself a master either, but there's a lovely blacksmith in Sweden called Roger Lund. He is an amazing, his skill set is free forging basically. He has a power hammer, and he only has, well, not only, he does make some closed die forms, but he pretty much just uses the power hammer with its standard dies, places tools underneath, and makes things for manufacturing companies to turn them into, I don't know, pistons or probably not crankshafts, but conrods, and makes like big discs for gears and all sorts of things. And his ability to replicate the same thing over and over again with the same 4 power hammers. I don't really think Roger picks up a hand hammer. He does swing hand hammers, I've seen him do it. But for him to achieve consistent, reliable results with the equipment he has is incredible. And I don't know how long Roger's been doing the work for, but that is what I would consider mastery. That is what me and John are talking about in our videos, this video and his video. We are talking about being able to replicate something over and over and over again with severe, like outstanding accuracy, outstanding similarities, and just reliable every single time. So here in the UK, we're very lucky. We have a very strong community of blacksmiths in the UK. Not only do we have a strong community of blacksmiths, we have a strong artist community of blacksmiths. An organisation called BABA, the British Artist Blacksmiths Association. We also have the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths. This combined collective of smiths, along with the very strict and stringent rules about farriery, means that there is a very strong sense of organisation within the UK to do with our craft. This in turn means that the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths hands out qualifications based on your current position within your career. They have a list of things that you should be able to do at certain points in your career and how you should achieve those things. They come out and assess people. So the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths also awards people medals from bronze to gold, depending on certain subjects within our craft. Now, the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths used to be made up of blacksmiths, I believe, but now not so much made up of blacksmiths, but made up of reasonably wealthy people who have blacksmith relatives or have an interest in blacksmithing. And as a guild, they hand out awards and they assess people. So I'm considered a journeyman by the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths, as I graduated from Hereford College of Arts as an artist blacksmith. I was given the award journeyman, which means when I rock up somewhere with my degree under one arm and my charms or whatever they may be, the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths say if I've done that degree, I should have a wealth of knowledge and I should be able to do certain things. Now, the Worshipful Company of Blacksmiths also awards prizes to blacksmiths depending on their service. I don't know necessarily if they hand out the title of Master Blacksmith or Blacksmith after journeyman. They may well do. I don't know enough about the craft in order to say that, but they award medals. Now, I think my tutor, or one of my tutors at Hereford College, Adrian Legg, is a bronze medal winner. So they are quite rare. There are some of them, and some of them are still alive, but they award bronze medals, and you get silver medals. I don't know if I've met any silver medals, but I've met some gold medals, and gold medal winners are Joshua Delisle has a video up. I'll post his video at the end about these two guys. One, I can't remember one of their names. Anyway, basically, there are some gold medal winners, but there are only two, and they're the only two living ones, and all the previous medal winners are dead now. So we are quite lucky here in the UK. We have a system in place that does award some sort of, or does give some sort of award to smiths for their input to the community, for what they have made, who they are, where they're going with their careers, what they've done with their careers, you know. So there is feedback in the UK, so we're quite lucky. But one of the things I found most interesting about John's video and the response that some people gave to John was the fact of is the fact that for some people, myself included, we look at other smiths and go, wow, I want to have that skill. And if you have no other prior knowledge of other blacksmiths, so this is a good example of this is people who watch Alex Steele videos. If you have no prior knowledge of blacksmithing and you see someone who has certain skills and you think, wow, I wish I could do that, or isn't that cool, isn't that amazing, I'd love to learn more about that from that person, it can give the view that that person is a master. Now this is what John was trying to say. John himself looks up towards other smiths, other makers, and he sees what they're doing and he's like, wow, I wish I could do that. But with time and effort, it's something that I might be able to achieve. And I think it's interesting to see that dynamic within our community. So I want to embellish ever so slightly on the idea of having a level, a scale which we can achieve on, and things that we can, sort of like markers that we can hit within our career in order to get further on, to better ourselves. I have somewhat limited experience as a smith. I've not worked very closely with very many smiths, and mostly because I wanted to be self-employed. It's not because I wasn't able to. I probably could have done if I'd done, you know, a lot more of a concentrated journeymanship. But I've decided to come here and try and make what I want to make with the limited skills I have and build on them. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the best way to do it. I have a certain set of skills. I have learnt certain things from certain smiths around the world, and from those small nuggets of information that I've taken, I've used those to inform myself. And by looking on YouTube and the internet and reading books and learning and studying about other smiths, I'm also able to see where I want to be heading and what it is I want to be creating and the quality I want to create. And I think this is the most important thing. And as I come into the workshop day by day, I'll make something and I can see all of the good things, but I can also see all of the bad things. I can see all of the qualities within this hammer that I don't like, and I can see within this hammer all of the qualities I do like. And now here's the trick. Here's the trick to getting better. This is the trick to getting that hot bit of metal out of there and getting under a hammer and getting consistent results. Working out where the good bits came from and working out where the bad bits came from. And then dissecting that and then giving yourself the ability to say, this went wrong because of this and this went wrong because of that. And once you start to develop those skills, things start to change. Instead of going, look how good I'm getting, look at my amazing skills, aren't I doing well for the first 6 weeks that I've been doing this? Instead of doing that, you start going, wow, I don't know anything. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am literally swinging a stick around with a bit of metal on the end, and none of the things that I want to happen are happening. And that, unfortunately, is probably the rest of our lives for most blacksmiths. And I think that's something that me and John would share when we say this. I know that I don't know anything. And that's important to remember. I know nothing. Compared to Brian Russell, compared to Roger Lund, to Pat Quinn, to hundreds of other blacksmiths, I know nothing. And it's with the constant and relentless development of my craft where I actually narrow down those skills and start to learn what it is that I do or do not know, depending on how you look at it. Okay, on a final note, I just want to mention I'm making some hammers for a customer, a guy called Stephen. He's asked for some claw hammers, and to say I've made a lot of claw hammers in the last 2 months is an understatement. I'm somewhere in the region of about 20 of the bloody things, 20, 25, somewhere around there, and I think out of the 20, 25 hammers that I've made, I think I'm happy with about 4. Happy to the point where I'm going to allow them to leave the workshop if he wants them. And I think that's something else, reliable, consistent quality results, which I'm happy to allow to leave the workshop, is another thing of being aware of. Having squishy hammers that don't do the job. That's, you know, it's just a bit of metal on a stick basically. It's nothing special. But in order to do that and have that sense of awareness, I think is very important when you're making. Be aware of what it is you're making and why you're making it and how you want yourself to be represented by the objects that you're making. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, please let me know in the comments. I would rather someone said, I think you're wrong about this and I think John's a master because, please let me know. I made some very philosophical and sort of culturally relevant arguments to why he's not, and it's not an attack at John, it's just a sort of a response to his video. I really liked his video, I really like John's videos. I have had some really interesting conversations with John. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and I hope you can understand that I'm not slagging John off. I'm not slagging anyone off. And also, I'm not putting myself on the same level as John. John's been doing it a lot longer than I have, and I'm sure with time, you know, John would say, well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, basically, what he said in his video was relevant. I don't think the comments were necessarily reflective of what he was saying, and I just thought I'd make another video like that. Anyway, basically, that's it. Right, if you enjoyed this, I just want to let people know that this next month, it's September now, it's September the 21st, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but by the end of October, I will no longer be taking orders for tools. If you want to get tools, you will literally have to wait until they go up on the Etsy. So what I'm going to do is, if you are desperate for something, if you want one of my hammers, or you want a pair of tongs, or you want some tools or whatever, I'm going to get all the other orders that are already out there out first. But if you're desperate for something and you want it, and you don't know whether or not I'm going to ever make it again, you need to order it this month, because I'm not going to, I might do them in the future maybe, I might do one-offs where I'll take orders for hammers or something, but I'm not taking any more orders for tools. I will be making tools as and when I can, and then I will be putting those tools up on the internet, on an Etsy site or something like that for you to get hold of. So there will be tools to get, but I don't know what they'll be. So they'll probably just be hammers as well, because making other stuff is just very complicated, and I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole and realise that I've built a business around losing money. That's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are a subscriber, remember to ring that bell for notifications. You might need to change your settings. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of what I had to say. Hopefully you understood what I was saying. Is there anything that I said that was convoluted? Was I a hypocrite? Did I contradict myself? Let me know. I would love some feedback. It's very important that we have these conversations. yeah, and that's it really. So, oh yeah, also remember, I'm not making any more tools like I was. Yeah, and check out my Instagram as well. That's a great way to follow the channel, get a bit more content if you're interested in keeping up with what's going on, seeing me take pictures of stuff as I'm going through the day. There's all that in there, and the stories and stuff. So great way to sort of get a bit more content. That's everything. Thank you for joining me. I will leave a link up here to Josh's video about the forging thingy. I'll leave a link down here to John's video. This is my Patreon, great way to support the channel, and this down here is a subscribe button. Click it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.